Spray foam. Don't do what I did. Spray foam is the way to go, but if you can have somebody do it for you for a reasonable price, pay the price. What a pain in the ass. It's my third spray foam van. The first one I found an old guy that had a new piece of equipment he was trying out. So I brought the van over to his house and he sprayed it. Did a wonderful job. He wasn't real happy with my masking, but it worked out. He said he would have done better on the masking. Everything worked out okay. There were some places I couldn't get the masking tape out because they were trapped by the foam. So what? Cut it off and move on. I'm not going to see the foam. I'm not going to see the masking tape that's trapping it. Second time I had spray foam done on a van, I couldn't find that guy. So I went to Facebook. Several recommendations later, this guy had me bring the van to him for $400. He made a hell of a mess. He did the masking. Well, no, he was supposed to do the masking. Truth is, he did very little masking. He kind of held up a sheet of cardboard once in a while when he was spraying. Made a giant mess of everything. Seat belts, seats, dash. Huge mess. Well, so third time's a charm. I did it myself. I'm not real happy with the results. As you can see, we've come back and cut it with a bread knife. We thought we were going to be smart and save some foam and stuff these panels in that we had and push them in good and tight so they're flat. Holding them in there tight enough hadn't really worked out. In some places they've risen away from the wall. So I'm going to have to sand that down a little bit to get it flat again. Some other places just had way too much expansion. Cutting it wasn't enough. And I got out this wire brush. Be careful with power tools, kids. Don't do that. Wire brush grabbed into the styrofoam here, yanked, and my other hand got in the way. So be careful with power tools. This is the kit we used. It's touch and seal foam kit. Probably should have gone with a different one. Tiger Foam has good reviews. Foam It Green, some people talk about, is pretty good. There's a touch and foam that I was trying to get, and I was comparing this, the board feet on all the different products. How many board feet? 600 board feet is probably enough to do one van. I was hoping with 1,000 board feet I could get 2 vans done, especially with this extra foam boards we squeezed in there. Those extra foam boards seem to be more of a pain in the ass than anything else, so I'm not going to recommend that. And I think we used more than half the cans on this one van. So my idea of getting 2 vans with one kit probably isn't going to work out. We'll find out later this week when Anna does her van. We put the wires in first. So we'll trim that back a little bit there and make sure those wires poke out of the wall when we're putting the paneling on. My masking wasn't as good as I hoped. And we got a little bit of splatter up on the front here that I'm going to have to clean up a little bit. Now it's the guy that made a mess for me did 10 times worse than that. He had ruined the seat belts and everything. I didn't get that bad, so I'm a little bit disappointed in my masking. It leaked a couple of places, but it's not a horror story. Just going to take a little extra work. Definitely got inside the doors. That makes a huge difference when you're opening and closing the doors. And make sure you pack plastic bags or some other recycled material around the mechanisms so you don't glue them shut. Obviously we don't want to get spray foam up in the door mechanism, so we're going to use some grocery bags. Got some more door mechanisms back here we don't want to forget about. Door this in here just in case we need to get at that wiring again. We'll just dig into the plastic bags, pull the bags out, and boom, we've got our wiring exposed. And we want to do something similar back here on the back doors. Good, so we don't get spray foam in here. And then pull this wiring out to the front. Oops. So if we need to access it at some point, we don't have to dig to the back of the spray foam to find it. More nuts and bolts and things over here. We don't really want to glue fast. So we'll pack some bags in there. That sliding rod that happens here, we want to make sure that's got good bearings. Slide bearings. Put that in there, then the glue can't set to it. It'll just form around it and give it a real nice slide up and down. And when it slides up and down like that in that nice form, it doesn't rattle. So we're going to take care of that problem before we even know it exists on this van, because we know it exists on T1N. That's good. Wipe that off there. Put that on nice and clean. And see how it works. Oops. Alright, definitely got a feel for it, so I'm going to go in and start on the roof, because they say the roof you want to get while your pressure's good.